Today we're going to talk about what the word Osawentha means, and it refers to our very first yearbook, also to newspapers which were printed, done by a printer in the 1920s at least, and we were lucky to get some of these donated to us, and that kind of took the place of yearbooks and things in the past there. And I'll read a little bit here of an article called The Origin of Osawentha. We will try to answer the question which has arisen in the past as to why the name Osawentha was chosen for the school paper. One reason was because of its historical origin in connection with Wisconsin's earliest settlers, the Indians. In the early history of our country, we find vast territories covered with tall pines that waved majestically on the plains and crowned the bold bluffs. It was in these forests that the indolent Indians obtained their food and shelter, until at last they began to live among the pines. The Indian word Osawentha grew up, which meant among the pines. Another point we considered in our selection was whether or not it would be suitable for an annual name or yearbook if the school should ever wish to publish an annual. Many names that were suggested for the paper were voted down because they could not be used for an annual. And so that was one reason why it was chosen here for the first one that appeared in 1936. As we've mentioned earlier in programs, there were very detailed articles about different organizations, a lot of history, a lot of background about each one. We were very lucky here with the one copy that we have here on the table. This was provided to us by our village president, Rick Udelhoven, and it was in very good condition. We do have another one. The condition isn't the best, but we were surprised how well the pages and everything looked in the yearbook compared to other later ones. Pictures seem to show up quite well. Some are smaller, some are larger. The printing, the contrast seems well. Artwork and organizations, activities. There you see some of the other. And actually, I think many of the pictures, especially larger ones, tended to show up much better than some of the later yearbooks. So the printing quality we thought was very good for this first edition of the yearbook. So if you're ever visiting, please take time in the history to look at some of these. They're very interesting, just some of the articles. This kind of took the place of a school newspaper and also as of a yearbook there for a number of years. And even with the Bloomington Record, there was usually a school column each week during the school year written by some students. And so that also got a lot of information in to the papers. And we'll be talking about something special in the future there concerning the Bloomington Records, but we aren't quite ready yet to release the information, but it's something that will be very important and enjoyed a great deal. Oh, also the Warczak Patterson history book collections. They're in the notebook. And we have one downstairs, and there will be also one upstairs. I have a copy too it's kind of a work copy for me. We try to list all our print materials and other things concerning yearbooks and the Bloomington Record newspaper, and not quite everything in there, but pretty much most everything appears in there. under different organization titles, and then we put little signs in the bookshelves, in the bookcases, and elsewhere to call attention to what's covered in that particular area. So do keep that in mind too.